Welcome to Learning Hub, where we transform language through meaningful stories. Today, I want to share an uplifting tale about discovery, courage, and the power of following your heart. In a peaceful hamlet, surrounded by verdant valleys and ancient woodlands, there lived a spirited young woman named Maya. Her heart overflowed with ambition, and her curiosity knew no bounds. The settlement of Willowbrook was celebrated far and wide for its flourishing orchards and pristine waterways. Yet Maya harbored a different calling. She yearned to venture beyond what she had always known. She felt the pull of the unexplored world, waiting just beyond the horizon. Every twilight, Maya would sit beneath an enormous willow tree near her dwelling and listen intently to visiting merchants and travelers. They recounted extraordinary experiences, tales of thriving metropolises, enchanted wilderness, and foreign territories where the cosmos seemed alive with beauty. These narratives ignited her imagination and strengthened her resolve. When spring arrived, armed with only a modest traveling bag and a worn journal filled with her aspirations, Maya began her expedition. She traversed flowering meadows and wildlife-filled woodlands. Along her path, she encountered generous-hearted individuals who shared their perspectives and encouraged her onward. Deep within an ancient forest, Maya encountered an elderly woman named Iris, regarded by locals as a keeper of ancient wisdom. Iris possessed eyes that sparkled with understanding, as if she could perceive truths beyond the material world. Recognizing Maya's yearning spirit, Iris offered her an extraordinary gift, silver pendant engraved with a mysterious symbol. She explained that this token would lead Maya to locations where her presence mattered most. With this precious talisman, Maya's adventures took on deeper significance. She arrived at a struggling settlement gripped by famine and collaborated with villagers to establish new sources of food. She traveled to communities burdened by despair and reawakened their capacity for joy through her warmth and presence. Everywhere she journeyed, she planted seeds of inspiration and renewal. One day, the pendant's gentle pull directed her toward a towering mountain chain. Local inhabitants whispered of a concealed paradise nestled high in the peaks of sanctuary, where an enormous guardian creature protected something precious. Countless seekers had ventured toward this destination, only to retreat when confronted with the creature's intimidating nature. Undeterred, Maya ascended the challenging paths, following the pendant's subtle illumination. When she finally breached the hidden sanctuary, she encountered the magnificent being, a creature of immense size and strength named Ember. But contrary to legend, Ember was not aggressive. The creature was profoundly isolated. What Ember protected was not precious metals or stones, but an archive of crystalline formations, natural structures containing encoded knowledge from civilizations long forgotten. Maya and Ember formed an unlikely but profound connection. She spent seasons within the sanctuary, decoding the ancient wisdom alongside her new companion. In exchange, she shared her own life story, her dreams, and her understanding of the modern world. Through this exchange, Maya recognized that authentic richness comes not from material accumulation, but from shared learning and genuine companionship. When the moment came for her to depart, Ember presented her with a radiant stone that had been part of the crystalline archive, a physical reminder of their unbreakable bond. Maya returned to Willowbrook forever changed. She gathered the community and recounted her remarkable odyssey, inspiring residents to embrace their own ambitions. The settlement transformed into a hub of creativity and intellectual curiosity. Drawing inquisitive minds from across the realm, her reputation grew, and eventually, correspondents arrived from a distant monarchy. A royal prince, weighed down by grief following his family's passing, had fallen into profound melancholy. The kingdom's advisors had heard of Maya's gifts and requested her presence. Maya journeyed across sprawling territories and raging waterways to reach the fortress kingdom of Silverstone. There she discovered Prince Nathaniel, isolated in his sorrow and stripped of hope. Through patient dialogue and her vivid recollections of resilience and transformation, Maya gradually restored light to his eyes. Their connection deepened into genuine partnership, and they began exploring the kingdom and surrounding lands together. Together, they ventured through towering peaks, navigated treacherous coastal waters, and excavated forgotten ruins. Each experience strengthened their bond and expanded their perception of what was achievable. They encountered communities with unique traditions, learned from accomplished thinkers, and faced obstacles that demanded both physical courage and emotional wisdom. Their most defining expedition led them to an expansive desert where folklore spoke of an ancient metropolis hidden beneath endless sand. Guided by Maya's pendant and driven by shared curiosity, they persisted through scorching conditions and relentless winds. Their perseverance paid dividends when a magnificent structure materialized before them, a city of luminescent stone that caught and refracted light in mesmerizing patterns. Within the city's chambers, they discovered documentation and symbols, revealing the philosophical achievements of an extraordinary past civilization. They encountered a contemplative elder who illuminated the concepts of equilibrium and interdependence principles that harmonized with everything Maya had learned throughout her experiences. Upon returning to Silverstone, Maya and Nathaniel shared their findings with the kingdom. This knowledge sparked a renaissance of peace and collaborative progress. The luminous city became emblematic of collective intelligence and cultural integration, attracting philosophers and adventurers globally. As decades unfolded, Maya maintained her inquisitive nature and adventurous disposition. She became a mentor to emerging explorers and visionaries, transferring her experiences and instilling confidence in younger generations to forge their individual roots. Her pendant, the gift from Irisai, evolved into a legendary artifact representing the eternal nature of meaningful connection and the boundless capacity within each person. In her advancing years, Maya settled once more in Willowbrook, returning to that familiar willow tree. Now she sat surrounded by enthusiastic learners, narrating her voyages and imparting wisdom earned through decades of experience as she reflected on her extraordinary existence. Maya understood a profound truth: a life brimming with intention, compassion, and perpetual growth is the greatest achievement of all. Her adventures had not merely transformed her, they had awakened the potential in everyone she touched. And so, as her legacy persisted, inspiring countless others to embrace uncertainty, pursue their aspirations, and recognize that true wealth exists within the bonds we forge and the wisdom we accumulate along the way. Remember, dear listener, your own remarkable journey awaits. The question is not whether you're capable of greatness, but whether you're ready to venture beyond your current boundaries and discover what you're truly meant to become.